Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. So today, a little bit of a lighter subject, I guess you could say. Yesterday, we talked a lot about current events and things that are going on and how the Constitution is law. It's law of the land. It's the law of the way our country is set up. So thanks everyone for joining. I appreciate it. Go ahead and subscribe, share the videos, get them out to everyone else. If you want other people to join in to the live stream right now, go ahead and have them jump in. I obviously really appreciate it. Also, real quick, down and scrolling at the bottom here, I have a Patreon show that I do every day at 4:30, barring any personal life events or anything crazy happening. Same with this show. So in that one, I have that set up specifically to talk about current events, things that are taking place that I cannot publicly state without getting seriously scrutinized for doing so. I set it to $5 a month. It's not even the cost of a cup of coffee anymore, really. Just so that I can keep the trolls out, really. It is a benefit greatly to allow me to be able to just speak my mind and have an opinion, and just not worry about anyone having any problems with that. So because most of the time, if people don't want to hear the information, they're not going to pay for it and stuff. So I really appreciate that a lot when a lot of you are in there. So it really means a lot to me. So today I wanted to discuss some more around how crypto is not going anywhere. And you might see here recently, you've seen the different FUD or fear, uncertainty, and doubt being pushed by the SEC, and I'll get in that in a minute here as to what's about to take place for them. So that's going to be fun when you find out. But mainstream investors, mainstream I don't say necessarily investors, but like institutional money as well is starting to really pour into crypto. And it's been fun to kind of watch over the past few weeks for me, because I've watched all these different bigger buyers say they want to get in here and they want to do this, and they're actually putting their money where their mouth is, and they're doing it. And it's forcing those people who are bare-minded to be exhausted, and I'll kind of show that here in a minute as well. So I'll go ahead and add this here. Don't really like the guy personally, but his opinions on things I don't really value very much. But I do like the fact that he wants to double his crypto, or more than double his crypto holdings. Right now he has 3% of his holdings in cryptocurrency. He's a very well endowed investor. You guys know who he is. Shark Tank, right? So you need to understand, when people with that kind of money start to actually come into the crypto market, it's going to seriously increase the value, because they cannot they can go into the over the counters. As I mentioned before, the over-the-counters are almost dried up. They don't have very much left. They don't. Okay? The miners aren't selling the coins that they're mining. They're holding them. They're paying out of pocket for their power and their run costs. They're not letting go of the crypto that they have. You need to understand what that means. That's going to create more and more liquidity issues. I'd say issues. It's not really issues. It's great for us because we're holding this, right? Don't let go, diamond hands. Don't let go of your cryptos. Okay, no matter what they go out there and say, they can't control this. This is where we kind of back up to what we talked about a little bit yesterday. Blockchain means freedom for humanity. We have the Constitution in place. There is a duty that we have to each other and to our country and to our children and the future generations of this nation. We have a duty to stand up and say no to things that are tyrannical, things that are not allowed. With blockchain technology, you could build smart contracts and build an entire government system that automatically executes based off of predefined law built into the code. Just like Bitcoin will always decrease in value as it goes along in time. I'm sorry, decrease in output. My mistake. It will go up in value because of that. The supply and demand, the economics is simple. The demand stays the same, supply gets cut in half. That's going to increase the value. The demand goes up, supply stays the same, or gets cut in half. That's a double value. Okay, increase. I need more coffee. Sorry, it's been crazy today. Been trying to build out some change requests for some servers I'm working on. I have some vulnerabilities, trying to make sure those are taken care of. But anyways, you could literally build a blockchain that's specific to managing and maintaining how the law of the land, the Constitution, is executed, right? Current events that have taken place is a perfect example. We're going to mandate blah, 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 blah. That magic potion is going to be for everybody. You have to do it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It goes against the Constitution for you to mandate anything that anyone puts in their body. Hit that against the smart contract. Smart contract will return to no. Not possible. Not allowed. There's nothing they could do about it at that point. And for what it's worth, guys, there are religious exemptions, loopholes, and there are medical loopholes. Your doctor sends you a note, says you don't have to take that magic potion. You can provide that to your employer, and they have to comply. And the religious as well. But your religious exemptions, you have to have those properly filled out and entered in for the business. You shouldn't have to do this. It's my personal opinion as well that if they try to force you to take that magic potion, that is a forceful, unconsentful something going in your body. That's rape too. But that's a different discussion for a different day. We can talk about that face to face. So yeah, tremendous amount of influx in people like Kevin O'Leary. You've got him wanting to double his crypto holdings. So his overall portfolio, he has 3%. He wants to put it to 7% or more by the end of this year. If someone with that capital wants to take 7% of his entire portfolio, he'll probably do 10%. He'll probably bump it up to 10%. If I were to have a good guess, people like that like to keep things either odd or even. So he'll either do it 9 or he'll do it 11 or he'll do it straight up at 10%, somewhere in that ballpark. They're just really weird with their numbers like that. As the value of crypto increases, he will be putting more of it in. People like him will be as well. I don't know what he's holding. I kind of don't care because it's all tied together at the end of the day. Now, if he's holding Dogecoin, that's his own stupid fault. So I'm pulling this here because the bears, they're exhausted. They're ready to. They're done. They want to see the price go down, so they're betting against, right? And like with all markets, the amount of people like Kevin or institutional monies coming into this, you're going to see serious increases in value in the price against the US dollar. But I like to look at how many houses can I buy? How many bars of gold can I buy? How much silver can I buy? That's how I value cryptocurrency. I need to probably figure out, I had it at one point. It's not in this system. I need to figure it out. I had a chart I could punch in the value of silver versus Bitcoin, and there was a ratio, and it was actually really, really helpful. You can actually see the value there, and obviously it's less than the US dollar, but it is very helpful for when you go in and attempt to value it versus a physical good instead of paper. But anyways, my point with bringing this up here is that, MicroStrategy just talked about this, I think, a little bit yesterday. It was more focused on other stuff. They bought 55 or more than 5,000 Bitcoin yesterday. This thing is $240 million that they purchased. You need they're really putting their money where their mouth is with this. You need to understand the price of Bitcoin is going to do nothing but go up. And you need to understand that people who think it's going to go down, they have no idea what tokenomics are. They have no idea what the economics of Bitcoin is. And it's not like anything we've ever seen. This is the apex currency, or the apex value, store of value. That's what it is. Sorry. Clearly, I need more coffee and probably more sleep, but I'll be all right. And here's another perfect example as to why you cannot do this. You cannot transfer $2 billion, $100 billion, $1 trillion in regular currency without paying major fees. I think down here it talks about, 1 to 3% for a transaction. Here's a perfect example. It would cost you so much money. It would be stupid to transfer that amount of money at one time. And at the end of the day, you're still going to be nickel and dime when you do it in smaller amounts when you transfer that kind of money. Nope. This wallet moved $2 billion for about 78 cents. 3/4. 3/4. Just a little bit over 3/4. You cannot do that in the old system. How do you make a system obsolete and remove it from society and from circulation, from being used? You build a better one that makes it obsolete. That is what cryptocurrency and really blockchain technology is. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the first technology, or first use case, first actual real world use case of using a decentralized and distributed network / compute / database. In my world, the way that servers and compute works, when I want to go build a whole, like, let's say 5 different servers, if I think about those from a standpoint of, I need one server to be a database, I need one server to be just straight compute, I need one server to be all the memory, all the processing, I need one server to maintain the security, etc. When you stand up a blockchain, you have all those pieces. When the fully functional blockchain is running, you have all those different pieces that are together that actually function and operate as a blockchain. From a compute standpoint, that's what this is. It's just a bigger, better version of a cloud that cannot be turned off, that cannot be shut down. It's almost like you can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle. Once you stand up a blockchain, it doesn't get turned, and it starts widely being used. It doesn't get turned off. It can't be turned off because it's everywhere, and yet it's nowhere. I say it like that because you can have a node, you can have another node, you can have another node. You can chuck one of those in the ocean, and you can grab another one off the shelf and spin it up, and it's identical. It'll pick up where the other one left off and continue to compute. It'll continue to process those transactions. It'll continue to store those values in the blockchain. There's nothing like that out there until blockchain. You add money and the processing of money into something like that, it's unstoppable. And that means your government can't stop it. They're trying again and again to stop that. You can't stop it. Technically, and this is not financial advice, this is not tax advice, this is not legal advice. I can't legally do that. This is education. This is my opinion. How are you going to tax something that's everywhere and yet nowhere? How are you going to try and shut it down? How are you going to try and regulate something that's already regulated? You can't. You can't. Again, here, experts say don't put it in an IRA. IRAs are a joke anyways. IRAs and 401ks are a joke. They don't want you to do a self-directed IRA with gold, silver, or crypto in it. You know why? Because an IRA and a 401k, they're designed for you to unknowingly fund the stock market, to unknowingly fund businesses. Let's say you want to have all these blue chip stocks in your 401k or your IRA because they've been really good at going up, or these mutual funds, they're funds of different other assets, and you want to have those in your IRA or your portfolio, your 401k. All an IRA and a 401k is a method, a traditional IRA. Now, a Roth IRA is a little different, or a Roth 401k is different. That's after tax dollars. Basically, you're paying the taxes on it now. We'll get into that in a second. All they are is a legal structure for you, a tax structure, a legal tax structure for you to know how you're going to pay your taxes on the outcome of that. All you're doing, though, is you're adding money, your hard-earned money, back into the stock market to prop it up for them. And they're incentivizing you with it, or so you think. All a 401k is, or an IRA, as long as it's not Roth, is a tax deferment. Technically, even a Roth is a tax deferment. And here's why. Say you're 21 years old, you get your first job, you get your first 401k or IRA options, you can actually start going and putting money aside for when you retire at 65, 70 years old. You spend all of your life, all of the years that you could be doing something and enjoying yourself, you spend all of your life putting money aside. If you did it with a Roth, you're paying taxes up front. And that's a better option. But here's what they don't tell you, or they don't push this very much, is all it is tax deferment, because you're still going to pay income tax on the income that you draw and are forced to draw out of the 401k and IRA at that retirement age. You're forced to draw. You don't have a choice to leave it there. If it's a regular traditional IRA or a 401k, guess what? You're going to pay in your income taxes on that. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. If it's a Roth, you pay the income tax. No, you still pay income tax because it's a draw. Do you understand? I don't have one. I won't have one. I don't have an IRA. I won't have one. I'm well, I'll keep that to myself. I won't tell you everything. I am in crypto and other stuff. You got to understand, you can be responsible for your own stuff. And here, the SEC Chair Gensler discusses agency's oversight, including crypto, before the Senate. He's going to be grilled, or has been grilled. I don't know if it's happened yet or not. Where did this happen today? September 14th. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I think maybe they're in it right now. I haven't seen anything about it. Other than they're going to discuss crypto with him. He wants more regulation around crypto. Good luck, buddy. Gensler, if you want to understand what crypto is, why don't you figure out, give me a call, whatever. I could teach you. I could tell you how this works. You need to understand you can't regulate a regulated system. It's already regulated. And I can show you how. You got to understand that the world that we are coming into, the ability that we have as entrepreneurs, because I'm a crypto entrepreneur. I have a business set up so that I could teach people how to use and do crypto. I can help them get into crypto safely and correctly, as long as they allow me to help. If you're scheduling time with me, just follow the instructions ahead of time. I will tell you, hey, don't do X, Y, and Z until we talk. Don't, if we're able to talk ahead of time, if you come to me with a problem, I can't guarantee I'll fix it, but sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. It just depends on what the problem is. It really depends on how deep down the problem is. Okay. We are coming into an economy that the world's never seen before. and it's a decentralized one. As soon as everyone catches on to this, it'll be like the internet, right? When people caught on to the internet and what it can do, man, the .com, it turned into a bubble, unfortunately. But here's the thing. This is a free market. This is free market. There's no controls around it. There's no stopgaps around it. You need to be mindful and pay attention to what's going on when you're doing these investments and or holding these projects and looking for them to produce what they say they're going to produce. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, for my job and what I do, Apple is about to go live with their announcements, and I need to keep up with that. So once they go live, they'll be going live here at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I'll need to keep up with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it there. I will be at Ben's thing in October on Sunday only. I got some other stuff taking place right before that, so I'm flying in on Sunday morning, and I will. It's gonna be a fun time. I will look forward to shaking your hands, talking to you, enjoying some time, and just kind of networking and just really just enjoy being there. This is a great group of people. You guys are amazing. I thoroughly enjoy everything you're doing. And listen, join the Patreon show. I do a show every day at 4:30. Sometimes I talk about stuff like this. Sometimes I talk about stuff like I did yesterday. Yesterday's video was really just my heart on what's going on right now. And a wake-up call, I hope. People need to understand that all we have to do to tyranny is stand up. You know why? Because usually with tyranny, it's one knucklehead just standing there saying blah, 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 blah. You got to obey, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? In America, your enforcers took an oath to protect the Constitution you are undermining. Your enforcers aren't going to enforce what you're saying because they're going to be standing with the rest of the people. It's different here. Anyways, like, subscribe, share. Again, I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. You guys are an awesome crowd. I really appreciate it. Love you all. You guys be blessed. We'll talk to you this afternoon at 4:30.